The Bilderberg Group is one of the most enigmatic organizations in modern history, cloaked in secrecy and shrouded by intrigue. It has, for decades, brought together some of the most powerful and influential individuals from across Europe and North America for its exclusive annual meetings. With no publicly disclosed agenda, no press coverage, and a strict veil of confidentiality, the Bilderberg Group has become fertile ground for conspiracy theories, speculation, and significant debate about the role of elites in shaping global events. Since its inception in 1954, the Bilderberg Group has been a nexus for political leaders, corporate magnates, academics, and other influential figures to exchange ideas on pressing international issues. The group, named after the Hotel de Bilderberg in Oosterbeek, Netherlands, where its first meeting was held, operates with one guiding principle. Discussions are informal, non-binding, and conducted under the Chatham House rule, which prohibits the disclosure of who said what during the meetings. This format, designed to encourage open dialogue, has paradoxically fueled decades of suspicion, with many questioning what truly takes place behind closed doors. The Bilderberg Group was born out of the geopolitical and ideological tensions of the post-World War II era, the devastation in Europe, the rise of the Soviet Union as a global adversary, and the growing influence of the United States as a cultural and economic powerhouse created an urgent need for collaboration between Western allies. However, transatlantic relations were strained. Many Europeans viewed the United States with a mix of gratitude and resentment, seeing it as both a savior and a dominant force threatening European autonomy. This tense environment led Polish political advisor Joseph Rettinger to propose the creation of a transatlantic forum where leaders from both sides of the Atlantic could discuss their differences and work toward common goals. Rettinger found allies in Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, a charismatic figure whose royal stature lent the initiative credibility, and Paul van Zeeland, former Belgian Prime Minister. Financial support and backing came from American banker David Rockefeller, whose connections ensured the participation of influential American figures. The first Bilderberg meeting convened in May 1954, drawing 50 participants, including political leaders, business executives, and intellectuals. The primary goal at the time was to foster cooperation between Europe and the United States, especially in the face of Soviet expansionism. While initially focused on repairing and strengthening transatlantic ties, the group soon expanded its scope to address broader global challenges, including economic policy, energy security, and later, the implications of technological change and globalization. What sets the Bilderberg Group apart is its unique format and operations. The group has no permanent office, no official membership, and no binding resolutions. Each year, a steering committee, composed of influential members from various countries, selects the participants and determines the agenda. The list of invitees typically includes around 120 to 150 individuals chosen for their influence and expertise. These participants are drawn from a wide array of sectors, including politics, finance, industry, media, academia, and even royalty. The meetings are held in different locations each year, often in luxury hotels or secluded resorts, adding to the air of exclusivity. The topics discussed reflect the major global challenges of the time, such as economic stability, international security, environmental concerns, and technological innovation. In recent years, issues like the rise of artificial intelligence, climate change, and the implications of China's growing influence have dominated the agenda. However, what makes Bilderberg truly unique is the lack of any public record. No minutes are kept, and no official statements are issued, creating a vacuum that has been filled with speculation. Proponents argue that this informality is a strength, allowing participants to speak freely without fear of public scrutiny or political consequences. They insist that the group is not a decision-making body, but rather a platform for exchanging ideas and fostering understanding. Critics, however, see this secrecy as deeply problematic, raising questions about accountability and the role of unelected elites in shaping policies that affect millions of people. The composition of the Bilderberg Group's meetings is both its most intriguing and controversial aspect. Attendance is by invitation only, and the guest list reads like a who's who of global power. Over the years, participants have included figures such as Bill Clinton, Angela Merkel, Tony Blair, Henry Kissinger, Jeff Bezos, and Christine Lagarde. These individuals, many of whom hold positions of immense authority, wield influence over governments, economies, and industries. The diversity of participants is noteworthy, as the group often includes representatives from opposing political ideologies and sectors. This diversity is cited by supporters as evidence of the group's commitment to fostering dialogue and collaboration. Critics, however, argue that the concentration of power among a small elite group raises ethical concerns. They worry that the Bilderberg Group's discussions could serve as a breeding ground for collusion, where powerful actors align their interests at the expense of democratic accountability. The secrecy surrounding the Bilderberg Group has made it a lightning rod for conspiracy theories. Critics and theorists have accused the group of orchestrating major global events, from financial crises to regime changes. Some allege that it operates as a shadow government, crafting policies that prioritize the interests of the elite over those of the general population. Others claim that the group seeks to establish a new world order, a unified global system controlled by a select few. While these theories range from plausible concerns to outright paranoia, they are fueled by the group's refusal to provide any transparency. This lack of openness creates an aura of mystique, making it impossible to distinguish between genuine dialogue and covert decision-making. Even legitimate questions about the group's influence are often dismissed as conspiracy, further eroding public trust. Supporters of the Bilderberg Group argue that its secrecy is not a sign of malevolence, but a necessity for candid dialogue. They contend that the complex issues facing the world today, climate change, technological disruption, geopolitical instability, require open and honest discussions among leaders. Public forums constrained by diplomacy and political theater often fail to provide the space for such exchanges. Proponents also emphasize that the group has no decision-making authority and that its discussions are purely advisory. They liken the meetings to think tanks or academic conferences, where ideas are shared without any formal commitments. According to this view, Bilderberg's strength lies in its ability to bring together diverse perspectives and foster cooperation on issues that require global solutions. While the true impact of the Bilderberg Group remains a matter of debate, its influence cannot be ignored. Many participants have later risen to prominent positions or played key roles in shaping major developments. For example, some observers have drawn connections between Bilderberg discussions and the formation of the European Union, the expansion of free market policies, and the globalization of trade. However, the lack of transparency makes it difficult to assess the extent to which the group has directly influenced these outcomes. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the relevance of forums like the Bilderberg Group is likely to grow. Global challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and cyber threats demand cooperation across borders and sectors. Yet the group's continued secrecy ensures that it will remain a source of fascination, suspicion, and heated debate. In conclusion, the Bilderberg Group is a paradoxical institution. It is both a symbol of elite collaboration and a target of public mistrust. While its defenders view it as an essential space for dialogue in a fragmented world, its critics see it as emblematic of the disconnect between the powerful and the public. As long as the group operates in secrecy, it will continue to fuel speculation and remain a potent symbol of the enduring tension between power, transparency, and democracy in the modern age.